Welcome to UniqueDrops.com. Ask for it by name. This is the podcast. This is our Unique Drops weekly drops. We're dropping weekly. Dropping dimes.
So he'll get the title someday.
Dropping news.
Keep
dropping
roll.
dimes.
Roll right through it. Roll
do
through the block.
Dee dum dee do. Let's get going.
Looks
we got a whole lot of great games releasing this week. We got Link's Awakening. Who's buying Link's Awakening?
I already bought it.
Yeah, I'll end up
John
buying
already bought it.
Crystal said she wants to play it, so I'll end up buying it.
All right.
I did have enough coins to get it for $20 cheaper. So
see, I'm gonna have to buy the physical copy so that I can play it and she can play it.
that's I understand. That's the 2-Switch household problem.
It's a good problem to have.
Yeah.
Why don't you just buy it twice?
Sure.
Anyway, so next we also got Sayonara something. What's
Sayonara Wild Hearts.
Wild Hearts of Sayonara.
John can give us a full review because he's already beat the game.
I did.
Came out
I
today.
played it this afternoon, and I have already beaten it. To be fair, this is a $12 game, so
okay, that's fine.
To this day.
That's fine, I guess. $12.
It's exceptional.
Oh yeah, why don't you let people know what you think about a $60 Zelda Link's Awakening?
Yeah, I guess we were talking about that earlier. I don't know. It seems kind of weird to have a $60 game of a game that's already been out.
Yes.
I mean, they did a lot of work on it. Like it's not an asset flip.
No. And that's what we
it's not
were talking about it, and
either.
I said it's all new. It's all new assets. It's all new programming. The only thing they got to skip
chamber
through
dungeons or whatever.
the game's design.
I read like 3 different things on Kotaku about chamber dungeons. I still don't understand what it is.
Isn't that? Oh, that's like a side game.
Yeah.
$60 it feels like a lot, especially
it's a lot.
Well, because brand new, it was a gameable game and it was 30, 40?
That's true. So now it's more expensive than it ever was.
That's why I was like, I can't argue that.
That's our economy.
You're right. It is expensive. It's $60.
Look for the recession in 6 months.
Fuck. Because of the Zelda's like that.
It's the first marker.
We're all eating our
So how's Sayonara Wild Hearts?
John.
Kingdom Hearts 4.
So Chris and I played the demo back at PAX.
It's so good.
It's as good all the way throughout.
Oh, good.
Music style changes with every, because we basically have to play the first chunk, the first, group of enemies that you fight. But yeah, each time you go to a new set of enemies, the music style, it's all pop music, but it changes a little bit. They add new mechanics, like different types of gameplay styles. So it continues to be that endless runner style thing, but they implement shooter aspects to it, like bullet hell kind of stuff, in addition to the rhythm-based stuff. There's some definite...
But you don't like bullet hell games, John.
This has enough of a...
Hypocrite!
It's not super difficult bullet hell. It is just a lot of stuff on screen. And the game is generous enough that when you mess up, it basically takes you back to maybe like 2 seconds before you fail.
An indie game.
Oh,
it's more of an experience.
Yes.
$12. What a strange price.
It is.
$12.99, I believe. But yeah, it's
still strange.
Well, my daughter likes the pin that we got for playing the game at PAX, and then I showed her the demo, and my 3-year-old wants to play this game because you're a girl who rides a skateboard and collects hearts.
Yeah, you ride more than the skateboard, though. You do ride a motorcycle.
Oh,
Chris,
spoilers.
There's a part where you're in a car, and as I was playing the car part, I realized that if you turn the stick extra to a direction, you start drifting, and you start getting extra points.
Spoilers.
Drifting. I'm just letting you know.
I can't wait. No,
that's all I wanted to say.
It's gonna be good.
So, it's very good. I enjoyed.
Game.
John, you're doing the thing. You're doing the spoilers.
All right.
Hashtag spoilers.
We'll deal with this later.
I'm sorry, Chris.
Take this offline.
But enjoy it. It's very good. Like I said, it took maybe 90 minutes at the most to finish. But what it does do once you finish it is, if I had a concern or a nitpick, it's that the levels seem short, and then you have to go to the next level from a level select screen. Once you beat the game, there is an option called Arcade Mode, which basically lets you play the entire game as a singular sequence. So it doesn't have any loads in it. I will say, watch the credits, because there is a little bit, there is something at the very end there that when I saw it, I went, Huh.
MCU tie-in. That's
So-
what we're getting at.
It was something unexpected, but also very cool, considering what kind of game it is.
Okay.
So
I'm excited.
it's very fun. I look forward to hearing your thoughts on it once you finish it.
Ding, next.
I don't really look forward to it. But what
Shut
I'm
up,
looking
Drew.
forward to is Untitled Goose Game.
Yep, boy.
Mañana.
Quack, quack.
It feels like it's like a picture of a pipe that says this is not a pipe. Because it's called Untitled Goose Game, but it has a title.
Yeah. I mean, if you walked into GameStop and you're like, I would like to buy,
Untitled Goose Game.
Can you
well,
even buy
because
it in
it's
the
called, it's
GameStop?
technically Untitled. No, I don't think you can.
Yeah.
If
The
you can, I'm
title-
gonna go buy the collector's
The
edition.
title is Untitled.
Goose
Yeah.
Game.
So you would walk in and you'd say,
What?
I want the game where I play as a goose,
They'll
and they would say,
like, why don't you pre-order Call of Duty Modern Warfare?
And tell us about the white phosphorus kill streak.
Do you want to buy one of our other things that are not video games?
Funko Pops for miles and miles.
Oh, we didn't. I was gonna put in there the GameStop rehash thing. We'll talk about it in
Oh,
news. We'll
yeah,
add it
okay.
to the news.
What about Untitled Goose Game?
Untitled
Why
Goose
are
Game.
you looking forward to Untitled Goose Game, Chris?
I have watched gameplay footage, and because the PAX lines were always so very long.
Yep.
I've
Yeah, I
only
guess
watched.
none of us have actually played that game.
No, but it doesn't matter. It's that cool, not cell shaded look. What is it? Kind
I
of
don't
flat.
know.
Papercraft almost?
Yeah, I think that's a good way. Where you're just an asshole goose. Like, you get a notepad and it gives you tasks, and it says something like, steal the gardener's keys. And so you take your goose and you find where the keys are and you steal them.
I wonder if that's the only level. Because I've never seen any other levels of that game.
No.
Oh.
No, I don't know. Maybe.
I saw a task that said have a picnic.
Yeah, there was one. The one that I liked, and the reason I got hooked was it said, spray the gardener with the hose.
Mm-hmm.
And so outside of the gate, there is a spigot. And inside of the gate was the gardener and the faucet where you would spray him with. So you take something of his and you place it over there, and then he needs it and he goes, and then you turn on the faucet and he gets upset. And I laughed. I did.
Sounds like you're almost doing like an 18th century letter.
I like
It's
the,
like, oh, Goose,
Yeah.
who have turned on the hose.
Dearest Duke,
I laughed. Oh, yes, I laughed.
a hearty laugh.
I showed my coworker the Goose Game trailer, and he said, that's a really strong goose. Which I say, yeah, that doesn't make any sense that he can just put that in his bill.
Yeah,
Because he doesn't have any way to really grip it.
that's why we have video games. Like,
I
none of us
guess.
are actually going to ever.
I guess if we
Ninja
want to just
fight.
have, like, just whatever. No realism. in
Sekiro
games.
has
Anyway,
dead people
so
fixing your arms.
Sekiro could really happen. Anyway, so what came out today as well is Overland, which Kotaku describes as XCOM with like
an
an
indie rock. XCOM.
Yeah, but it also there makes no mention of the Oregon Trail-ish parts of that game, which basically that's what you're doing.
Yes.
You're kind of getting resources to go across.
Yep.
And I didn't know that was an XCOM game. I didn't know that there was actually combat in that game.
Yeah.
I
know,
backed this on like through Itchy like years ago. So that's been in
Yep.
development for what, like 4 years now?
Yeah.
3 or 4.
Yeah.
And
Same.
I played some of the earliest builds of it when they released it out, and the combat and the difficulty in that game was very high.
Yep.
At the outset, I've heard that they have definitely added some quality of life stuff that make it less punishing. It seems like you can replay specific screens now. They have an option, like you can replay a specific map.
Oh, like a
area.
rewind kind of
Almost,
function.
yeah, that's what it seems like. I have a Steam key for it because, like I said, they gave out Steam keys in addition. So I'm looking to actually try out the final build and see how it plays now, since it's been so long. I know
Yeah.
they added a dog at one point as a companion too.
I thought that was there from the beginning. And for those who don't know, it's kind of like a survival strategy game where you're strategizing across different screens how to maneuver yourself and pick up resources so you can pick up a car, but first you have to get a gas can, and then you put the gas in the car, and then you can drive the car a certain amount of spaces. And while you're doing that, enemies are closing in on you, so you can't dwell in one area just to collect stuff.
So it's XCOM 2.
thing. Yeah.
Anyways, looks pretty cool. Might try it out.
Got a good art style.
Also, upcoming in the next couple weeks, we have John Wick Hex coming out on October 8th.
Yeah.
That's surprising.
What is this game?
I bought this because it was on Epic sale for like $7, and I thought it was already out. It was not. So I've been waiting for this game for like 3 months.
I remember when you did that.
Yes, this was
I think I actually do remember.
You were very excited about it, and you're like, oh wait, this is not out yet.
Yeah, it's John Wick, which if you don't know, Google it and be happy. But it is a strategy game, and it is so they use like hex movement. So it's a grid instead of a grid.
Go with John Wick.
Basically. But
Everything can be distilled into 2 games.
Yes, everything.
It's the Dark Souls.
It's the
Dark Souls of Hitman Go games.
Control is a Metroidvania game.
Yep,
that's true.
At its heart, it's a Metroidvania game. It's ridiculous.
But it's got like a Killer 7 look to it.
Yes,
just a lot more neons and bright colors.
Yeah.
But essentially, you're doing John Wick stuff, but you have action points. So if you're going to punch somebody and then shoot the guy next to him, you have to make sure that you have accumulated or saved enough action points to make it through, and you're just plotting all the moves that you would as a John Wick, which
a surprising game for the John Wick franchise. I don't think there's other John Wick video games.
Nope. This is the first.
And also,
what would be a John Wick game that you would like the
DDR.
Okay, DDR, John Wick. John? What about John on John Wick?
VR John Wick. I am John Wick.
Super hot, but John Wick.
Yeah.
Super hot Wick.
I want open road because I'm a simple boy.
Yeah. I just want to be able to do everything anywhere like John Wick.
Just a simple boy. Also coming out on October 15th, the game that I've been waiting for quite a while is Disco Elysium, which I thought was an adventure game that you just kind of talk to people, but apparently it's an open world RPG that looks kind of like old BioWare or Planescape type game.
Yeah.
I didn't know that, but really cool dialogue options and stuff. And yeah.
I liked what I saw in that trailer. I kind of written it off after we saw it at PAX.
The last 2 years ago.
And so I didn't think anything of it.
3 years ago.
Yeah, I very vaguely remember that.
I don't think it was last year.
No,
I am
maybe
solidly intrigued.
Any other upcoming games people are looking forward to?
God, what comes out in October? I remember.
Outer Worlds comes out first week of October. I think.
I'm looking.
Dragon's Quest XI Switch is coming out next week.
I kind of want to play that too. After hearing how good that game is on the other platforms,
it'd be nice to be honest.
Download the demo. It's like 10 hours,
and you told me progress carries over, which is awesome. So
seems like a lot of work.
It is
to do
a lot.
How big is the download?
Big. Not
I don't. Big. Everything real big.
It was Gnome real big.
No, I don't remember.
Game real big.
It was 2 weeks. Real big. But I played for the first hour. It's fun.
Speaking of Switches, the Switch Lite came out this week.
Tomorrow.
Sorry,
yeah. Oh, the 20th. As you listen to this.
By the time this is published.
Yes.
On Spotify,
search
for us by name.
Hey.
Although if you're listening to this, it means you probably found it.
I don't know. Maybe they found it through the dark web, and now we've given them an easier method to find it.
I don't want to be on the dark web.
Or everything's on the dark web, guys.
My social security number is 8805.
What was that? Switch Lite. So what's the Switch Lite, John? What's the Switch Lite? What's the Switch Lite?
It's a Switch for people who don't care about TV out or detachable Joy-Cons.
So there's no TV out, no detachable Joy-Cons. What else is?
Is it better battery life? I believe.
I think
smaller
it's probably
screen.
better battery life.
Yeah, screen's 5.5 instead of 6.2.
It's a smaller screen.
Yeah, slightly
it's
smaller.
an inch smaller, I believe.
It's meant to be kind of
gross.
Nintendo or 3DS
2DS
replacement. Yeah, just a single screen. Touchscreen 720 always though.
Yep.
So
there are people who are excited about getting one. It is not for me.
Yeah.
It is not for, I don't think any of us here at this point. I know Chris probably would have thought about getting one if he didn't already have 2 Switches.
Yeah. As I think if you have kids, it's a cool option, much like the 2DS. If you travel a ton and you want the smaller version so that you don't have to worry about your bigger Switch, I think it's a good option.
It is.
And then people that just don't want to spend that much money and don't care about the TV output.
How much cheaper is it? Is it $99?
$200.
Yeah, it's 200
instead of
$300.
$300. So. But to some people, if all you do is play it on the go, that's totally worth it.
It's weird
if you want to get into a Switch.
Hearing about so many people, especially industry people, who are like, I only play the Switch in handheld mode, and like, I just don't. I like my big TV.
It's called the Switch.
Yeah.
It doesn't do the Switch thing anymore.
Yes, you're correct. That is.
They didn't even come up with a new name because when they went from 3D to 2D, they made a new name. They just called it 2DS. They should call this the Unswitch.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then they
fair criticism.
Then they have the new 2DS, and then the new 2DS XL.
Oh Jesus!
The new 3DS.
Nintendo sometimes.
Yeah.
Naming convention wise, yes.
Naming convention and accessories.
Yeah.
How about an analog stick for your 3DS that you're never gonna use? How about it? I got it.
It was useful in
nothing.
Smash.
No,
Smash.
it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
Okay.
No, it wasn't.
No, I didn't play Smash.
No, it wasn't.
I'm not a Smash person.
No, it wasn't.
I heard it was good.
All right,
not for me.
And you could only play SNES games on the new 3DS.
Yeah.
That was so fucking dumb.
All right, Twitch bans. Yeah, I guess.
Sorry, one more thing that's upcoming tomorrow, I believe, is the Sega Genesis Mini comes out tomorrow.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I was in Target earlier today, and I saw it.
Maybe it's already in there. Yeah.
Dude,
so
physical media is so weird.
Yeah. Like, street dates are not a.
Yeah,
nobody cares.
Like, there was somebody speaking of toy stuff. I've been waiting for Triple Force Friday, which is fuck do I know? First week of October
7th, I believe, is the. Yeah.
And then like they're supposed to be releasing all like the new Star Wars toys for the Rise of Skywalker, and also for the Fallen Jedi Order game or whatever it is.
Jedi Fallen Order.
Jedi Fallen Order. But yeah, somebody posted like, oh, in Canada we got all the Star Wars toys already, and then like I saw today. On one of the Discord server side things, it's just like, hey, I'm in Puerto Rico. You fucking the new the Sis Inquisitor. And I'm just like, Puerto Rico?
Did you go look at a Target today, Dan?
How many fucking hurricanes? No, because I came straight here so we could record the podcast, and Chris here like fucking just rolls in 45 minutes late. Fuck!
Puppy break,
because
son.
apparently he has children he loves. Fuck! So, Twitch bans.
Uh-huh.
When does Jedi Fallen Order come out? Is that coming out?
That's
soon?
October. That is also
October.
Is anybody excited for that?
Yeah. I don't know about excited, but I want to play it.
I want to see it, and then I hope I'm excited. John's excited.
I'm a Star Wars I am unapologetically fanboy about Star Wars stuff. So
you need to add that caveat to more
Battlefront 2.
I did play some Battlefront 2.
Ooh.
I also subscribed to EA Access. That's how I got Battlefront 2.
No, wait. So you gotta give your money to EA.
I believe I got
Star Wars, man.
I believe it was a free copy that I got from work that I have that game.
Ooh.
So
gross.
Didn't even pay.
You didn't even pay. You didn't pay your Star Wars.
Support your creators.
I did play that game.
Support your
that
artists.
game bad.
Support the artist.
It was a fine game. Just they did it all stupid. It shot nice. That's all.
It looks pretty.
Yeah.
It's fine. I don't care for that style of game as much.
Battlefield style shooters.
Same.
Yeah.
Same. Yes.
Let's
Can I finally talk about Twitch bans? Okay.
Twitch bans.
So apparently Twitch doesn't love its children and is starting to ban just anybody for anything.
Dad of the year.
So the Kotaku article there's a Kotaku article this week. It kind of details a lot of bans for sexy ladies, apparently.
They're a problem.
The sexy ladies are a problem. They're too sexy. They're streaming too sexily. You know, when they have shorts, normal people clothes, that's too sexy.
Sexily.
Did
I say something about a boob patrol or something? They have
Oh, Chris. Anyway.
I was just skimming the article.
Okay. So there are a certain segment of the internet,
aka assholes,
people who are the Venn diagram of gamer gators, incels, and people who listen to Ben Shapiro. Right?
Isn't it just a big circle? There's no diagram. It's all the same circle.
It's actually a dot, except the dot's the size of Colorado.
Yeah.
That's how big this dot is.
Yeah.
And also included in there are people who are called Boob Patrol, and I think there's another name for the Reddit or something. Anyway, they're people who essentially mass report like Twitch streams where the ladies are too sexy because that's the only way they're popular because they sexy. And
not because
to which
they're funny or talented.
Well, to which I say, I don't mind if they're popular because they sexy.
No?
Because some people are popular because they're sexy, like Pierce Brosnan.
That's a handsome man.
It's a good-looking man.
That's a good-looking man.
And Thomas Crown Affair was a good
and an underrated
movie.
actor. He's he got a lot of shit for his Bond stuff, but
if we could have Zac Efron living and breathing in the world, we can have
shit for his Bond stuff. That was good. Fine.
They got too corny at the end.
Okay, fair.
Yeah. The first couple were really good.
Yes,
then they got ridiculous.
Yeah.
And
he looked exactly like what Bond should look like.
Facts.
Like he is
super facts.
I have the minority opinion here. There's only one other person I know who shares this, but I think Timothy Dalton is a severely underrated Bond. Probably better than Sean Connery, even.
Is that?
It's kind of hard to compare eras.
Yeah.
Steroid era.
Well, it's a different game.
It's a different game.
And at least Pierce Brosnan gave it his whole ass in every Bond film, whereas Daniel Craig seems like he's just kind of waltzing through the Bond films.
Daniel Craig is like Albert Pujols. Started really well, but then he got that big contract at the end of his 10th year, went to Anaheim, and suddenly he can't.
He's been telling y'all for years. He's like, I don't give a fuck anymore.
Yeah.
You're gonna keep paying me.
Before he used to hit 40 home runs a year and have 100 RBI and a 300 average. Now it'd be great if he could even see the ball. I think he just closes his eyes.
The Mendoza line.
Same as I.
That guy was probably going to break the home run record, but that's not going to happen. Anyway, so back to the Twitch fans. So there's a segment of the population because they hate women and they hate that if any woman is ever popular for
while looking
kind
good.
of that also looking good because they have this hang up that like women don't like them or whatever, or they think that they're fake gamer girls or all that kind of stuff. Hey, you know what? I have been rejected really badly in life. I have gone through some really terrible relationships, and oh shit, I put myself in a corner. Now I have to finish this.
Finish it.
Statement.
So anyway, I've had some horrible like relations with women in the past, and some of that is my fault. That's just really sometimes shit doesn't work out. But like to like blame women for your shortcomings in the romance department or something is utterly ridiculous. And to form like this like fucking coalition of boob patrol people that are like, oh, you're too sexy for Twitch, and just start reporting people. Anyway, so what's been going on is that there's people like that, and then there's some ladies who they just dress like ladies dress nowadays.
Ladies like to look nice.
Sometimes, they wear just normal clothes, and sometimes it's a little form-fitting, because, if you got it, you show it. And it's not like they're overly sexy or anything, nothing that you wouldn't see on network TV, but some of these ladies are actually getting banned from Twitch because of who knows what. There was like a lady who was wearing a Chun-Li cosplay outfit.
I saw that.
I think that was
and
the
it
case.
wasn't even some like overly like sexified Chun-Li outfit.
It was a standard Chun-Li outfit.
It was a standard Chun-Li outfit, and she got banned for I don't know how long, but she got a ban. There was another lady who was wearing just her gym clothes while she was live streaming on Twitch, which being old man Dan over here, I don't know why you're live streaming on Twitch on the gym, but hey, you know what? Whatever you want to do, you go do it. Yeah. You have more viewers than Content. But she got banned. There was a guy who had a emote of SpongeBob ripping off his pants in that famous kind of like it shows up every so often, but SpongeBob like tears off his pants because he's just being SpongeBob, and like that emote got reported and shit like that. I don't understand how we went from like, man, miniskirts are cool and let's keep being more scantily clad and like, yeah, free love and doing all this stuff. And now we're bumping up against, it's like we're going down the half pipe and we're going back up the other side. And at the top is just some incel dude who's just making his fourth video about how The Last Jedi sucks. And like, Jesus, I don't know how we got here, because that reminds me of the thing you retweeted this week
where somebody was commenting on Luke Skywalker having never learned how to fly an X-wing, use the Force, fight with a lightsaber, and then the comment at the end was, "This is a movie about space wizards."
Yeah.
But like, I looked at some of the comments of that.
Oh yeah, people are mad.
And it's just like
people were mad.
They're just, everybody is always trying to justify their illogical takes.
Yeah.
They have their walled garden about the original trilogy being perfect in every way. Luke Skywalker is, a hero for the ages.
Well, and it's also like, well, if you read like the
EU,
the novelization and all this shit, it's like, man, that's not in the movie.
No.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But the greater point, I mean, the other point also in here is that people gave Mixer a bunch of shit like a couple months ago, and it was kind of ridiculous. Like if you read like Mixer's like because I just went through it because I had to redo my channel again because I want to start streaming some more with my boobs out.
It was
that if you dare.
It was that code of conduct video thing.
But there's a code of conduct stuff, and some of that is like really like kind of crazy that it has to be said out loud, right? But it's also kind of good that they have like a pretty specific like, this is what we. I mean, I think it's a little bit too Puritan, but but whatever. I mean, but at least it's laid out. Twitch is like a fucking like is like the upside down pyramid in Control. Like, you just don't understand what it's actually trying to tell you in, like, some vague thing, and certain words mean two different things. See how I wrap that around?
Oh, yeah,
That's a professional right there.
The board is talking to you, Dan.
But essentially, Twitch's code of conduct stuff is so vague and so all over the place that some of these people, like, don't actually understand why they're...
Twitch ultimately has always come down to, do you make them a lot of money?
Yeah.
And if you do... You're pretty much...
Film some kids in the bathroom.
You might get a slap on the wrist, but you're always going to get to come back.
Yeah.
I think. But if you're not... sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. But if you're not, like... If you're not top tier, fuck you. Like, we can do whatever we want.
It's another indication of how weird and how dystopian our cybernetic future has become. And not in ways that we thought. Not in cool, like... Cyberpunk, I'm gonna shoot you with a cyber shotgun and now I'm a street samurai and I'm doing magic on my smartphone. And now it's just like, I don't understand why I got banned in Twitter.
Well,
while like the president of the United States.
I don't know if you
I
don't know if you saw this, but this is kind of breaking. The YouTube apparently just sent out information to a bunch of their like verifieds.
Yeah.
They basically are changing their policy on what accounts are verified or not. And I saw at least 3 or 4 people who have mid-sized, like, YouTube followings and not insignificant amounts of followers and views who are basically being told, sorry, your account doesn't meet our criteria anymore. You're not going to be a verified account anymore.
Yeah. I think the two big things here is, one, if you have shortcomings and you blame them on other people, you're a piece of shit.
Yes.
Seek help. Like, go fix your problems and stop taking them out on other people.
And two, if you have content, start a Patreon, because... to depend on Twitch and YouTube.
Don't base your entire business
off what's your second
a platform you do not own.
2 is the unfortunate outcome of the growth of the internet and its influence in culture, and it being essentially lawless because nobody actually knows what any of this is going to do to society in a societal sense. If you are loud and you cause issues, something will happen for you, and that's essentially what Twitch is rewarding when they allow these masses of people and to manipulate the fact that they've probably purposefully left vague terms of service in there, so that you can screw over anybody. So as long as you're loud enough, and that's similar to YouTube. There's no rules that anybody knowingly can manipulate to enforce. YouTube's just saying who's making us money. If you're not making that much, we don't mind unverifying you because fuck you. And I had seen a number of bigger, mid to bigger YouTube channels say they're essentially doing this to manipulate how the front page of YouTube gets represented. So we, to your cybernetic future, we're not far enough in it because a lot of it is still so anonymous. if we came to a point where people were forced to register to use the internet the same way that they have to when they drive a car or run for political office or get a job, you would see the internet change in a drastic way. We can't force that, but there is going to become a point where that has to become realistic on some level, so that instead of Twitter, you're actually interacting with people that you know and they're real and they're not manipulated or fake in some form or fashion. But that
There's no money in that.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
There will be, but not.
The internet is quickly becoming what all of traditional media was.
Yeah.
I mean, when like a lot of this stuff like YouTube and Twitch, I mean, we're a long way from just in TV. All of that stuff, all of that like people just, anybody can create and anybody can
Newgrounds.
get all of this stuff. Like that used to be the Wild West. That was public television. Everybody could make stuff. And that's why we have like,
FCC.
weird sense of humor now and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that demonic Billy Bass video that I shared before the podcast happened has like 3 million views or something.
Good.
But all of that is slowly becoming, Ninja got, basically a TV contract.
Yeah.
A traditional media contract to be on a certain channel.
And at some point, it's going to catch up that people need to have some sort of accountability on these large platforms. I'm obviously not talking about...
PewDiePie gets a pass for anything he does. Like, he makes YouTube way too much money for them to take any...
To be fair,
they canceled
Disney
this show.
cut his ass out.
Yeah.
And that's where we know that traditional media is going to uphold some sort of line.
Yeah.
YouTube isn't at that point.
No.
Because they're still kind of that Wild West public TV.
Oh, yeah. They'll hire you, but if you ever get caught with your pants down or making fun of the Asians on a podcast, then you'll get fired.
Well, and once all the
but
kids...
Only after
you were hired,
If something like Vimeo or TikTok became like the YouTube for the younger generation...
Oh, they just get bought out.
Well, that or YouTube would totally lean into the fact that they're an established brand and become ABC of the internet. So... There's a lot of pivots and changes that are going to happen in the coming years. I mean, let's remember that YouTube is only, 10 years old?
11 now.
Yeah, so I mean, this is all brand new.
I mean, heck, they didn't allow you to post videos over a certain length when they started out. Now,
exactly.
Yeah, everything was 10 minutes.
Yeah, so we have a long way to go in all of that. These are growing pains in the shittiest of ways.
Speaking of media, the upcoming saturated streaming market, Chris, you put this down.
There's a lot of streaming services.
Yeah. So it's Peacock. Peacock is coming. So NBC.
NBC Universal.
Universal.
You want to watch Fast and the Furious?
No.
You got to get Peacock.
Jesus Christ. Disney Plus, we've talked about. They're including Hulu and ESPN, which I think is actually
$13 for like all of those services. Yeah,
it's not too bad.
Apple TV has long rumored that they're coming out with stuff.
They announced their pricing.
Yes, pricing and like one show with Reese Witherspoon and Jennifer Aniston, which
wow,
right, culturally relevant.
Yeah,
but they're going for like a wholesome.
Friends was a long time ago, and Reese got picked up for drunk driving.
Oh, did she?
Who?
Yeah,
Which
Reese
one?
Witherspoon.
I don't remember that.
She got picked up one time for being pretty under the influence.
Yeah,
it doesn't surprise anybody. But and HBO Max was the one that announced.
What is that?
I don't.
It's
understand
Warner Brothers. So it's Cartoon Network.
Okay. I don't understand
HBO's
strategy.
A lot of CBS entities, like
CBS.
So CBS. They're talking. So Friends is moving from Netflix to this HBO Max Warner Brothers thing. Big Bang Theory, like a whole bunch of CBS properties are moving to this. I don't know if it's going to include the streaming CBS so that I can watch Star Trek.
No Star Trek Discovery, no Picard. I don't care.
Well, so this is the crazy part.
Now
they included Crunchyroll in this list, and I was like, "What? I already pay for Crunchyroll. They're going to take it away, and I have to buy this, or can I still have Crunchyroll? Where am I going to watch anime? This becomes a problem."
So I think the thing that we have to realize at this point
now.
HBO Max,
HBO Go,
and HBO Go and Now are separate.
So Go is the included
Comcast
service
or whatever tie-in,
cable service tie-in.
Yeah.
Now is the
separate
standalone
streaming
that you can just buy.
It's the same, but it's
Look, we
you
got
pay
too
for
many
it.
streaming services.
Oh,
You
yes.
can't make 3 in your one.
This is the point. That's why I posted this.
This is
because
you're
we were
buying-
talking about. So we're going to go through some of the media that is coming into this. But Peacock blew my mind. HBO Max blew my mind.
Yeah.
We knew about Disney Plus, but the fact that they're bundling it with everything else is good, but it still blows my mind. And then Apple TV is coming into this market. I don't even know what the fuck they can. They don't own anything. They can only make new stuff.
No, but you know what what Apple's message is going to be, which is always Apple's message, is that, hey, this is really confusing, right? But you got your Apple thing.
Right.
Don't worry about the rest of that stuff.
Fuck that.
Don't download actual programs.
Although I am considering buying Apple Arcade because it's $5 and it's got a lot of
good
games.
That's the thing. Hey, all of this mobile stuff, man, that's confusing, isn't it? That's crazy. Don't worry, you're with Apple.
It's just, I didn't realize all of it until I was going through the shows we're going to talk about.
You also forgot
we're all over the place. Fuck YouTube TV.
PlayStation View, which is another like streaming. So basically, instead of paying for cable nowadays, you have to pay for 8 streaming services.
But Comcast makes it so that if I want internet, I basically have to buy cable anyways. And so YouTube TV, the reason that would be interesting at all is because you can get local channels on it as well as sports.
Yeah.
But because I'm forced to buy cable TV through
internet
Xfinity,
through Comcast.
Yeah, exactly. I already have it, so that's why it's not useful to me. PlayStation View, I actually know people who use it.
Yeah.
They like it. I can't speak to it because I've never seen it. But I mean, that just again. We've already named those 4 new ones on top of all these old ones. And then there's Netflix, which we've all been paying for. Amazon Prime that we all take for granted because it's included with our Amazon subscription. But
it's kind of the best deal because, like, if you order stuff on Amazon,
if you order stuff on Amazon.
And then once in a while it's like, oh yeah, they got that Prime show.
Exactly.
And we usually, there's maybe 2 or 3 shows a year that I watch on there.
You never look at, you know what sucks about Prime Video is like, it's always just like, hey, we got this new movie, and you're like, oh shit, yeah, fucking click on that. It's like, oh no, this isn't included with Prime. This is just an Amazon Video. You have to rent this, and it's just like, I fucking hate this, and I hate their interface. I can't believe that site still has that interface. When you click your account, there's like 30 links there.
Yeah.
What? Fucking, I don't even have that much data on myself. Like, what is all of this stuff? Yeah. There's like a place for Prime Video, there's a place for video, and then there's a place for your videos. What?
Yeah. No, it's shit.
I just sound
they
like
just have a few videos. No, it's
so.
All
Chris,
right,
you wanted to run through content.
So media. Hey, I'm steering this ship here.
Steer it. Get us back on track.
Yeah.
Don't tell me what to do.
What's coming to HBO Max, Dan?
Boondocks?
Yeah, boy!
We're still on Boondocks?
Boondocks, it's important.
I think
it's the same. Is it the same
creator?
Yeah.
I know, but
is Regina King
the creator?
Is Magruder problematic now?
He hasn't been making that comic for a while. He puts his name on stuff, but like it's a woman who draws that comic.
Thank
for,
you.
Like,
No,
years.
This is you're educating me.
He hasn't like.
He's the creator, but he's not the current.
Apparently, this isn't going to be season 2 as in its continuation.
They only made one season?
It's like, yes, it just was a lot of episodes.
Huh.
But it's going to be a reimagining of some kind where I don't want to get it totally flat wrong.
Did you say they got Regina King back to do the voices?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm excited to see what it is. I don't know if I'll be able to watch it because HBO Max is another subscription.
That show, I remember being very like blown away kind of by like what it was talking about, but that's because it was at the time it was something for me anyway that was different. Like it was a take on.
You can say black.
Yeah, sure. I wasn't actually looking to say it was a take on like the animated series that I had never seen before by anything. Like I loved the fact that he was willing to be like, oh, by the way, I'm just going to pull Martin Luther King Jr. into this show, and he's going to be a character. And then what got like...
I would challenge... The only thing I would challenge there is what, in any medium, what has ever done anything to that level?
That's what I'm saying. Like that's why it was so...
The Tick had Joseph Stalin as a villain.
It was, but he wasn't actually Joseph Stalin.
Yeah, he wasn't actually Joseph Stalin. But
it
he was
also
called
had
Stalin.
the man-eating cow, and I mean,
he was called Stalin.
the Boondocks is a unique view in that it's a Black American view that you do not get to see in any mainstream.
It was also funny because it was like, what if this family was in the suburbs, but they were not? It was like the Cosbys, but what if they didn't actually care about blending in as a suburban society, suburbanites?
Oh, I guess, yeah, they don't actually have the comic anymore. That ended back in 2006. But the last 3 years, he didn't actually
write it. I remember. I think
it.
you mentioned that too.
He didn't draw it. It was kind of weird because, like, when you would look at the comic, they didn't really have anybody else's name on it. But like, he was definitely not drawing it for a while.
I just remember the animation being really impressive in that too.
Yeah, I mean, it's all anime inspired.
Yeah,
all that. I don't even know what that version of anime is, but it's kind of like that weird, like, Mob Psycho 100 kind of.
Yeah, Samurai Champloo kind of look. Yeah, it had its own look, and it was very well drawn, actually. And Regina King's such a good voice
Wasn't
actor,
it also, if I remember correctly, didn't Charlie Murphy voice the white, like, wannabe gangster in that too?
I don't know.
I forget.
I don't know.
If I remember correctly,
it's been a long time.
R.I.P. Charlie Murphy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sad.
Man, him, Bernie Mac, and some of my favorites.
Yeah, Kevin Hart.
R.I.P. Kevin Hart.
Wow.
What? Did
he got severely injured recently.
Yeah, I know. I'm just making light of it. Sorry. I can make jokes.
It's
good. Just offensive. I'm edgy humor.
Wow.
Anyway, so on
SNL,
Peacock,
call me
on Peacock streaming.
Yeah,
we got Kevin Hart will be all right.
Nah, I know.
He just sleep on a pile of money.
Tracy,
I hope.
If Tracy Morgan can come back from the accident he had, I'm sure Kevin Hart can.
I do hope that he recovers.
Yes,
because he can be really funny.
He was good in that Jumanji movie. I finally watched most of.
Yeah, there is. I don't like his standard stand-up, but there is a clip of him on the Graham Norton show where he is so much more funnier than his standard stand-up.
Standard
stuff.
self, yeah.
Like I don't know what it is that he just maybe doesn't.
He's a funny character.
He doesn't have to be in the. And his video logs with Ice Cube while they were in Europe,
filming. What?
No, they weren't filming. They were just promoting that whatever the movie that they're in together.
Yeah,
where like they're both cops or something.
I vaguely remember what that one is.
But they had a series of internet vlogs of them in Europe together, and that's actually pretty funny.
I'll bet that's pretty good.
Because Kevin Hart is all up for like doing stuff, and he's like, "Oh, this is like this castle and this thing," and Ice Cube doesn't give a shit about any of that shit.
Kevin Hart can be funny; he's just problematic.
Yeah.
What's
all right? So on Peacock streaming, we got a couple rehashes. We got let's talk about Saved by the Bell. Is this going to be a remake?
No.
Oh, okay. This is Saved by the Bell older years.
They mentioned Zach Morris is the governor in this.
Yeah. I don't know if I want either one of these options. I don't know if I want Saved by the Bell remake, or I don't know if I care about Saved by the Bell older years.
I don't.
Well, they made a remake of Saved by the Bell, the new class.
Yeah.
Which I never watched because fuck that. They also made the college years, and then they ended with a wedding in Vegas, if I remember correctly, where Zach finally did marry Kelly Kapowski. Yes, I know a lot about Saved by the Bell. I watched a lot of it.
I know all that too.
Yeah, good, Chris. All right, give me. Yeah, there we go. But yeah, I want to see Zach Morris as the governor. What about you, Chris? No, you're done.
Nope. That chapter of my life, is closed. It should stay that way.
The only thing I would watch Saved by the Bell reboot, except all the original cast comes back and they're playing those characters.
Except Dustin Diamond.
Teenage ages.
That'd be hilarious.
Yeah,
I would watch the shit.
I would watch that.
Like
because
a
then
red
you get
hot
that
American
hello,
summer style.
fellow youths. Yeah. That would be hilarious.
I just
No, they're teenagers nowadays.
No, I get it. Totally. Isn't Dustin Diamond in jail though?
Unfortunately,
I think he went in
even
jail.
If he was,
I think he might have gone a couple times.
Yeah, I think like attempted murder or something.
No,
I think he got into some bar fights.
Unfortunately,
nothing that crazy.
Mr.
Belding
is dead.
Mr. Belding is dead, and also I think he touched kids, didn't he?
There was, I believe there was.
So we can't do Mr. Belding.
Yeah, no.
We'll just do it different. We'll just make him black in this one.
Oh, yeah.
Or Asian.
Or not just nothing. We just don't make this. This shouldn't exist.
So on the Saved by the Bell tick, there is a great Twitter thread.
Saw that. Yeah.
If you search for Saved by the Bell, I'm pretty sure you're going to see it. Actually, maybe not with this news anymore.
No.
That probably crowded it out. But anyway, it was a nice breakdown of the infamous Zach Morris and AC Slater fight in I forget which season. But,
I forget what the impetus for that fight was.
Yeah, but
I think they were both about going after the same girl, and
Yeah,
like Zach
it's a
did
great-
some dirty pool.
It's a great breakdown of it, just basically because Zach Morris should not step up to AC Slater. Like
Fact.
that should just not be. He is the jock, and he is also made out of granite. It's kind of canon. Like Zach Morris is the cool guy. AC Slater is the guy who would lift your car and then kill you with it.
And also he's a MAGA guy, so fuck him.
AC Slater?
Yeah.
Oh, like the actual
Mario
guy.
I think
Lopez.
Mario Lopez is a MAGA.
I mean, what happens when you get rich?
I don't know. You have a lot of fun and
Red
play
hats.
with your money.
A lot of red hat.
I guess they're gonna try to
God.
remake Battlestar Galactica.
I
I mean, okay, so
Yeah.
I'm kind of on John's side where John was posted in Discord, come up with new stories. I get that, but we also wouldn't have the really excellent reboot of Battlestar Galactica.
the 85% excellent reboot.
Excellent reboot.
85%.
That's as good as you get in any series.
No,
yeah,
no,
yeah, especially the
reboot?
old style network shows that had 20 episodes,
But this-
seasons.
This was an exceptional FU to everybody. Just, I mean,
We're not talking about the last season, John. Damn it,
Yeah.
you brought it up.
New season. It's a reimagining.
But it was a
they're
great.
gonna rehire Ronald D. Moore, and they're just gonna be like, try
It
again.
was an amazing series.
I liked it.
and it was 100% better than it wasn't. There was a lot more that was not.
yeah.
I'm more happy it exists than it doesn't.
Yeah, and it's a lot better than the original.
Unlike Saved by the Bell,
Wait, you don't like Saved by the Bell now?
the remake, the new
Oh,
one, the
oh.
one that's coming.
Oh, okay. But anyway, what I'm saying is, it was a lot better than the original Battlestar Galactica, which was corny and
Yes,
shitty.
that
and
was.
and then like
Cheesy as fuck.
and then there were only sexy ladies.
I
in that,
need-
if there was any sexy ladies.
I only saw like one
In the
or two
first one?
episodes. I don't
Yeah.
know.
The original Battlestar. For the time, there were definitely the few of the females in that show were thought of as
Yeah, but
Sex
in Battlestar Galactica, the remake, there
nobody
a lot
was.
there
The only
a lot
one
of-
was sexualized was the Cylon lady.
Oh yeah, and that was kind of her whole point.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
Reboot.
I mean, I'd like a different take of it that
Okay.
would like maybe have like I don't know wider implications of or I don't know be on one of the other planets because even the remake in the 2000s they kind of expanded a lot of the lore
Yep.
with the different planets. I think
Yes.
that was all like new.
They all had different gods that they were like
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
primarily worshipped, and
Yeah.
each of the little groups of ships actually had
Yeah.
stuff to
And
talk
they even had,
about.
like the spin-off Caprica
Yeah,
and stuff
the
like
70s
that.
version was not that deep. Did you
Yeah.
know that the 2000 whatever version?
The cool thing about the 2000 version is that the Cylons kind of look like the original
Yeah.
designs,
Did-
which is
did-
kind of cool.
They were supposed that show was created inspired by 9/11.
Battlestar
I
Galactica?
just read the interview with the guy about that.
That makes sense.
yeah.
That makes sense.
I never put two and two together.
I mean,
but-
in a weird way.
but his point, the reason I bring that up is because they're bringing back the same guy.
Are they bringing back Ronald D. Moore?
I can't remember. And this is where I get. Either he said that because it was inspired as such, and that was a moment in time.
Like more on today's.
This would be a different interpretation. I don't know if that meant he was coming back, or if he's just saying if I were to do it now, it would be different because of that. But either way, it's going to be some sort of reimagining. I kind of looking forward to that, but at the same time, I'm not going to pay for the Peacock streaming service,
Nah.
so I don't know that I'll ever see it.
But I disagree, Chris. I want an episode where one of the girls gets hopped up on speed pills.
I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it.
I'm so
Yeah, just watch
scared.
Euphoria. It's like Saved by the Bell, but modern day.
Oh boy.
Anyway,
boy.
in the last in media, we've got Princess Bride. There is rumors that there is some fucking small rumors of that people are looking to do a remake of that, and
they're saying they're getting in touch with the biggest names in Hollywood.
Yeah, like Harvey Weinstein. I don't know.
Cancel it right now.
I'm usually okay with stuff being remade eventually, but this is one thing where I am with Carrie Elves.
Yep, always.
That there are some things that are already good and perfect, and they don't need to be. Yep. You don't need to do anything to them, and I think Princess Bride is one of those perfect movies that, I mean, is kind of timeless and doesn't really have any. I don't know how you even improve on that. I don't know how you have another take on that.
I kind of agree.
And there's too many like iconic performances in that. Like,
there will never be.
There's not another Andre the
Andre the Giant.
You can't cast that guy.
No.
You can't rewrite this. If you just recast everybody and did the shot like a shot for shot updated, it would lose its magic.
Or even if they made like, what happens afterwards? That's like totally not the point of that story.
No.
The point of that story is not that. I mean, you can't have Fred Savage.
Oh yeah.
Like, I mean,
don't
probably get him as playing the dad, reading to some other kid. That'd be really shitty.
I just don't want it. Nope.
Yeah.
I'll just show my kids the old one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can get that thing for cheap.
They probably would like CG the rat. That'd be so stupid.
Boba Fett. Add him back in.
All right. And so lastly, a couple YouTube recommendations for this week. Toy Galaxy has a very excellent video of the history of Japanese Spider-Man, which I did not know anything about. Japanese Spider-Man is a different Spider-Man that exists all completely outside of the Marvel Universe, but it is also an officially licensed Marvel product, but only in Japan, and it gave birth to a lot of the Super Sentai stuff. This is pre all the stuff that became Power Rangers. This is along the same side as like Ultraman and Kamen Rider. Yeah. You should watch the video. It is fucking...
If I remember correctly, that's like the origin of like the Spider Cycle and a bunch of weird like Spider-Man vehicles.
Yeah, he has a robot that he pilots, a very big Megazord thing. This is all. I did not know that it was that key to that segment of that stuff. I mean, Sentai basically means like hero action or something like that, and that's how. And I guess Stan Lee was a huge proponent for like they were kind of iffy, and Stan Lee saw some of the previews of the early cuts of it, and he was like, "This is fucking fantastic. We should do this over here." But yeah, it's a pretty excellent breakdown, and I guess there's been some talk of maybe getting Japanese Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse because he's officially canon in the comics as
the Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Oh, Spider-Verse. You guys should have watched it. I was late to it, but you guys should watch it too.
We were banging that drum.
Yeah, I watched it in the theater.
Fuck you, dude.
I saw it twice.
Weekend. And another cool YouTube rec by the immortal John Boys from SB Nation. He has a new video called "We Killed Basketball," which he tries to make the worst basketball players in the the worst basketball players he can in NBA 2K19, and trying to replace everybody in the NBA with these basketball players naturally.
2058.
Yeah,
it took them 40 years to get in.
40 years to fight. The game was actively trying to
fight them over.
Yeah. I also recommend any John Boy's content. He's one of my favorites that I don't actually seek out as much. He has a great, I think, football in the year 17,776, which is a great article. It's like a fucking rabbit hole that makes no sense. Also, a lot of the SB Nation content, and his content is fantastic. All right.
I don't think we recommended this on the last podcast, Dan, but we should.
Craftsman?
Yes, we should.
I was just about to say that.
Right. And another YouTube recommendation this week. Chris, why don't you talk about Craftsman?
Craftsman.
My name is your host.
Your host, the Craftsman. It's Dan and John.
Dan, this is all Dan.
Oh,
I am
Dan.
just on his coattails.
You were here when I saw it, and I thought you were on it.
I am on it, but this
a show about a sock puppet that teaches you how to DIY crafts.
Yeah, it's how to do crafts on the internet. This guy takes you step by step on a lot of craft stuff and gives you a lot of good hints. He talks a little bit like Southern Bob Ross.
Very much.
He is very calming.
Yes.
He is very funny in a very relaxing kind of way, and he has very good life advice.
Mm-hmm.
But he's also very good at crafts.
Yes.
And it's just an excellent, high quality YouTube channel.
It is peak positive content.
So pure.
Yeah.
It's
What
very
was it?
pure.
The one we watched, and he was like, "Sometimes we need somebody to help to teach us to do the right way."
Sometimes we make mistakes, and somebody got to teach us how to do it the right way. But sometimes we just doing it our way.
Oh,
and
that
then
was
we just need time.
so good.
George
Pure.
Washington-
Go watch The Craftsman.
Remember the time George Washington Carver
CRAFS.
said, "Look at that peanut."
And we'll leave you on that. As the Craftsman says, you just search on YouTube Craftsman
Yeah.
without the T.
Yep.
Keep crafting,
Steady crafting.
steady crafting, and I love you all.
Yep. He is literally Bob Ross with.
I love you all. Chris,
Dan,
thank you for joining.
thank you.
John, as always,
A pleasure.
a pleasure. This is UniqueDrops.com. Ask for it by name. This is the weekly discourse.
He got the title. We can go
We
home.
nailed it. I'm going to paste that at the front.
Steady craft.
Later, Gator.